Hello, this video describes how to decrease stitches in the round, and the example is using a hat. When you decrease stitches, you're reducing the number of stitches in your round. And the technique that we will be using is skip a stitch. And that is skipping the next stitch that you are working with. And it decreases the row by 1 stitch, but it leaves a small hole. And this is a good technique to use because many patterns use this technique, skip a stitch, to create decorative holes in your fabric while crocheting. Please consider subscribing to my YouTube page, Tiffany's Crafts. Thank you for watching. So I just finished round 8, and I have a 20-inch circumference going across this whole hat. And that's good. And my goal at the end of round 10 is to have a 19-inch circumference. And the way that I do that is through decreasing. Now, I had made in the previous round, in round 9, I had done 3 stitches in the front and 2 on each side. I ended up actually doing more decreases than that. So you have to play with the material to see how many decreases that you need to get to the circumference size of your hat that you want it to be. Remembering that each yarn is different. Alpaca is going to work different than nylon or cotton, and it also depends on how thick your yarn is. And of course you want to keep trying the hat on while you're working on this. So my goal is 19 inches, and so I'm going to decrease them, but not in the same places where I had decreased in the prior row. And you can see where it's decreased. For example, I can tell that it's been decreased here, because I can see there's stitching in here, this stitch, and this stitch, but I can see like a little bit of a hole here. And that's how I know where that was decreased. And again, I can see that I had stitching here, but there's a bit of a hole here, and you can see where the stitch was right here, and how there is no stitch there. So that's how you can tell where your decreases were in the previous row. And that can help you to know where to decrease or not. You can do them in the same areas that if you like. It just depends on personal preference on what you like. My next stitch, I'm going to do a decrease because I want this round to be 19 inches. I'm only going to be making this round 1 inch smaller than the previous round, so I won't have to do too many decreases. I'm probably going to be doing 3 in the front, 2 on each side, a couple in the back. So we're going to be decreasing it. So the way that we decrease is that we are skipping this stitch right here. and we're going to be going to the next stitch. So we're skipping this one, we're going to the next. Now I can see that I did a decrease here in the previous round. You can see that this stitch here is missing, which is going to create a bit of a hole in your work, which is fine because that's is the beauty of crochet. So I'm going to decrease here in this next one because I have a decrease here.